You're watching the Kansas City Chiefs Report, powered by Chat Sports. I am your fearless leader, Elijhah Jones, here with you. Thanks for joining us. On Sunday, we brought you a video with a look at the undrafted free agents that the Kansas City Chiefs have signed. Since then, we've added a few more names. We'll tell you who those are. And we're also going to give some grades for the 2025 UDFA class. And I'll talk about some of my favorite players that stand out to me coming up in just a matter of moments. Before we do that, folks, I want to give a warm welcome to the 2025 Chiefs rookie class. Whether it's the guys that were drafted or the UDFAs, we are so happy to have all of them here in the kingdom, my friends. And I'll tell you a story here, folks. I've been doing this show now since August. I've been with Chat Sports for over 3 years. And one thing that I have seen over time is that when you get new players involved in an organization, their friends and their family are very curious, typically, of what the fan base and what the media is saying about them. Who knows? One of these new members of the Chiefs, somebody close to them, could be watching this show. We want to make our voices heard loud and clear, that we're rooting all of them on, that they have our support, and that we wish them nothing but the best for their time here in Kansas City. So here's what I want. I want 1,000 likes on today's video to let everyone know that we wish them the best and we're excited to have them here. Hit that like button, show some support and some love, and we'll get started with today's show. Here is the updated full list of UDFAs, and this is not rookie camp invites. These are guys that have signed as UDFAs for Kansas City. They include Maryland safety Glendon Miller, Fresno State wide receiver Mac Dalena, Pitt linebacker Brandon George, as well as Clemson tight end Jake Briningstool. We also have another tight end from Texas A&M, Trey Watson, on the list. Some more for you here include USC punter Eddie Czaplicki, as well as corner Melvin Smith Jr. From Southern Arkansas. We have USC corner Jacobe Covington. We also have defensive tackle from Penn State, Ejiro Essa. And then another name here for you, we have Essa from Washington State, also on the list. Some others include Elijhah Badger, the wide receiver from Florida. Another running back from Western Kentucky, Elijah Young. We also have Stephen F. Austin, running back, Qualan Jones, and Tennessee safety Will Brooks, who has a great story. Former walk-on that turned into one of the best players on Tennessee's defense this past year. Maybe my personal favorite. This is a late addition. Jared Casey, Kansas tight end. You may recall many years ago in Lance Leipold's first season at KU, the 2-win Kansas football team that beat Texas in Austin. It was Jared Casey who caught the game-winning score, turned that into an NIL deal from Applebee's, and went on to have a good career as a tight end / fullback. I doubt he's going to make the roster, but I'm happy that he's at least getting a chance anyway. Dalton Cooper, offensive tackle from Oklahoma State. And then one more for you here, Kevin Knowles, the cornerback from Florida State, also on this list as well. My grade for the UDFA class, this is a B. There are a lot of guys that, I'm going to be frank with you, don't stand a chance to make this roster. This team is really stacked. They're really good, all right? Just being frank. But there are a few names that I like from this list that stand out to me that have potential, whether it's to make the back end of the roster or to be good practice squad players for this Kansas City Chiefs team. You could have done a whole lot worse. The reason why I also give this a B as well is there are names that were undrafted that you missed out on. I would have loved, I mentioned Kansas, to see Kobe Bryant get a chance here. I would have loved to see Mello Dotson get a chance here. But you didn't get those guys. You got Jared Casey. So there's a few I liked. I thought they missed on a few others that they could have had that were right in their backyard. I'll go with a B. How would you grade the Chiefs' undrafted free agents? Weigh in the comments section. Let us know. Type A, B, C, D, or F. Weigh in on our pinned comment today and tell me what you think. The Chiefs Report is bringing you the best Chiefs coverage you won't find anywhere else, as there is no offseason here on the channel. We're going to continue to bring you our daily news and rumors. We have our live shows each and every week on Tuesdays. We have breaking news, Q&A mailbags. This is your one-stop shop for all things Kansas City Chiefs. If you love the Chiefs, this is the channel for you. We're closing in on 71,500 subscribers. I want you to be our very next subscriber here on the channel. Subscribe now for free. Turn on notifications. Doesn't cost you a thing. YouTube.com/ChiefsTV. To subscribe now. You'll be glad you did. All right, let's talk about some of the names that I like from this group. Let's start with Clemson tight end Jake Briningstool out of Brentwood, Tennessee. That's right outside of Nashville, one of the nice, classy suburbs there. He checks in at 6'5", 5'8", 241 pounds. He is a personal favorite of my guy Jake Chipper, who also went to Clemson as well. He said that the Chiefs got the best UDFA of anybody out there. I'm calling cap, but I still like the enthusiasm anyway. His stats last year, 49 total catches, 530 yards, 7 touchdowns, and a 41-yard long. There was a belief among many, including our own Tom Downey, that based on his draft rankings, he was going to get drafted. That did not end up happening. So there is some value here getting him as a UDFA, as he was the number 11 tight end in this year's class, number 198 player overall. And his scouting report goes as follows. Tough player with a knack for finding soft spots in zone coverage. Will fight as a blocker, but his thin frame and tall pad level show up too much. Room to improve in contested catch spots there. And if you look beyond Kelsey and Gray and Jared Wiley, it's pretty wide open here. Briningstool might have a chance to actually make this roster, potentially speaking, as the number 4 tight end. Another name for you is Essa, the offensive tackle from Washington State. And I was surprised he didn't get picked as well. He took a lot of top 30 visits across the NFL. He's a big dude, checks in at 6'5", 1/4, 323 pounds, out of Hayward, California, 23 years of age, a senior, played in 13 games last year for the Cougars. Solid overall PFF grade of 69.7, nice, and did not allow a single sack. More on him, his scouting report, we had him as the number 307th player overall with a ranking of 22nd among all offensive tackles. He's a bit raw, development player who fared much better as a zone blocker. He's got a basketball background, and that kind of shows up in his movement skills. His technique has improved, but certainly could use some work. That's part of the reason why he was a UDFA and ranked 307 in our overall rankings. I got one more player that I want to talk about here in just a moment, but first, let's ask you, who is your favorite Chiefs UDFA signing? If you had to name one player, who would it be and why? Weigh in the comments section. Tell me who that one player is. The last guy that we will discuss today is Elijhah Badger, the wide receiver out of Florida. 23 years old, a redshirt senior, hometown of Sacramento, California, the capital city of that state. He checks in at 6'1", 3/8", 200 pounds. Decent production last year with 39 total catches, 806 yards. Also had 4 touchdown scores and a 77-yard long. Tom Downey had him as the 26th best receiver in this year's draft class and had an overall ranking of 225th. More on him and his scouting report. Mostly an outside receiver, but does have some slot experience, so some good balance there. Has solid speed and ability after the catch. He can be inconsistent at times with his route running and separation there. So there you have it. That's more on Elijhah Badger, and that is a full look at the UDFA class. Best of luck to them. We will see who ends up on the 53-man roster potentially or on the practice squad. We'll continue to follow it right here on the Kansas City Chiefs Report. If you enjoyed today's show, you want to give a warm welcome to all the UDFAs and the rookies of this year's class, hit that like button. We certainly would appreciate it. I'm Tyler Jones. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time here on the Chiefs Report.